The Premier League season is upon us, and we're already in the month of August. So in few weeks' time, the season will be back fully. Like we'll be back in the season, and now we have a lot of new faces in the league. New managers, and they are not really new faces, right? We've seen most of them play in the Premier League before. The likes of Alonso, Michael Carrick was there, Arteta. You get so the new managers of the top six Premier League teams, the Tottenham, the Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City. So we want to have a discussion on which manager do you feel like is going to make it out of this battle. Which manager do you think is the best among these new guys? And for a fact, majority of these managers, in fact, virtually every one of them has done something significant in their careers. But then we want to have opinions, not facts per se, but opinions on who is better among these managers. Because should I start with myself? Because for me, I used to say Maresca is good tactically, is better tactically than MikelArteta, but Arteta is mentally better than Maresca. But I don't know, it's just my opinion, like I said. So that's why we want to have a discussion, full discussion, and we'd like for you guys to stay with us. You have to stay to the end of this video, and we'll be looking forward to hear your own opinion about this particular, because you're also a football fan, and that is why you're part of the podcast. Sure, you understand? So you have to shoot mouth for the matter as they talk on. So you have to also be part of the conversation. So let's go. Let's get it started. Alonso, we don't see as it be for the preseason games that the Chelsea have played so far. We've seen Arteta won the league, came second back to back. We've seen Michael Carrick, change things for Manchester United. We've seen Maresca won the Club World Cup for Chelsea and also the Conference League, the third tier.
Beating the best team. Beating the best team in the world.
Okay, okay, no problem. And we've seen, the Zerbi. He has done something significant with Brighton. Took them to their first Europa League. So every one of them gets something for their CV. So more talk. Let's go there. Mike, Jenna, man, Professor, more start from the league.
No, league leaders.
Well, I love the fact that you Nasabi national guy for now.
No, that one a fact now. No be opinion.
So I just did. About the best manager, well, there is only one best manager currently in the Premier League. No, they beat around the bush. Me now, what I would want to ask is, who will be the second best manager after MikelArteta? Now, I think
well, fine. I love that, but there's something I want to see. I feel like Arteta is a better fit for Chelsea than the likes of Maresca or Alonso, because I feel like Arteta has that Chelsea kind of aura. Because as a Chelsea manager, you have to be that rugged. You get some kind of pattern where Arsenal played that last season. They've seen a rugged pattern. You push them, let them push you. Go anything will happen. That is what I know Chelsea for. All these tiki taka, all these Maresca ball where Chelsea they play, like I don't think it's a Chelsea kind of thing. That is why I feel like Chelsea, we struggle in some matches. They will play well for me. So that's why I feel like, and that is not a jab on Maresca. Maresca is a very good coach tactically, because when you look at his approach to some matches is always on point. To some big matches, but that mentality of you can do it, Maresca doesn't have it, and that is what I feel like Arteta has. You understand? And that is what I think Arsenal players are just adjusting to, and which won them the league last season, because the Arsenal that we know, they go down fall down for the you understand? So
now you are getting used to our new pattern,
but maybe Arsenal players will get used to it.
No, you guys also should get used to watching those kind of patterns. You should stop wailing, because there are a lot of complaints there and there.
Tell them.
Arsenal did that. They pushed to win the corner kick. I mean, this one they found the goalkeeper. I don't know if when there was a referee on the pitch. Why you say now when they watch football for on our TV now, when they tell us where the referee got it right and where the referee got it wrong. I beg, go and adjust una football. If na wetin e go take to be the second best be that for England o, because
So you are saying Arteta is the best.
number one dey for Arsenal like this na.
Okay, no wahala. Mo go there. Alonso, you don't win Bundesliga without losing,
Yeah.
a match,
Getting
and
the
then
best
you
of the
won
best.
it. You won it against a Tuchel that has won the Champions League, in Bundesliga. So, do you think Arteta is better than Alonso?
Well, all credit to MikelArteta. I think he has the most balanced team. He has been there with them. They seem slightly favorites for this new season. But, well, you look at Chelsea and you look at how disorganized you have been for the past season. It might be unfair for me to say, Alonso, I want you to go and win the league all of a sudden. So I want to be on a very easy base. I firstly my first mission for Alonso this season is I want to see a fight. It's been a while we contested for the league. I want to see us contest for the league. Not is October or is November and I'm seeing myself 13 points behind the league.
Yes, now they are
No,
talking
no,
to
no,
Man
no,
City.
I don't. No, I'm not talking about how we want our individual team to perform. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the managers. Which one do you think? Because Enrique is not managing the Premier League right now. Luis Enrique. But if it comes to the Premier League, everybody will have to give it to the boss. You understand? Okay, Luis Enrique is better than, you understand. So we are talking about Alonso has he has won the league. He has managed Real Madrid. We've seen every of these managers have done something. So I'm now asking, which one if you say he better if you want to rank these managers?
That was okay. Okay, if to
No, I'm not talking about the team now. I'm talking about the manager.
I did the ranking already. I don't place one for where one day.
Yeah.
Others they fight for
Yeah.
you.
So if to answer your question, if I'm being very factual, you get me. Especially as I said, I'm very fair on my own side because I cannot say I don't because he's coming to a very disorganized team. So I want to support my manager. But if I'm being very fair with how things are, who has the balanced team, who has been there, you have to just say it's MikelArteta for now. You get it for now. It's good to see a lot of new things happening at Chelsea, and that's why I'm saying that I want them to give me a contest this season, like a serious contest, not you just try, a serious contest for the title. You get it? But if I'm being very fair, if you want just very factual, who seems to be better with how everything is, who has the balanced team, who has been there for a while, you just have to give it to MikelArteta, just slightly.
Okay. You understand my question now?
Yeah, sure.
So,
It's straightforward. MikelArteta is miles ahead of every other manager on this list.
Mhm.
Miles ahead.
tactically,
In every aspect.
Anyhow, Lee.
In every aspect, he's miles. I'm not even saying like he's good. He's miles ahead of them. We're talking of a manager that came into a much more disorganized Arsenal team.
Yeah, I love
One,
that statement.
two, he picked up this team when there was no money to spend. Alonso is coming and they're already spending, breaking the banks and all. Arteta came into this team and restructured the team.
Arteta spends money.
No,
You can't compare.
You
can't
can't
compare.
be compared. Actually, it cannot be compared. I'm one of the worst Arsenal fans out there. I want Arsenal to fail, of course, definitely. But the factual truth is, what MikelArteta has done with this Arsenal team can never be over or underemphasized. Pep Guardiola cannot even do it. I stand to say it. Pep Guardiola cannot do what Arteta did.
Well, I disagree with that actually.
Totally disagree.
So
It's simple. Hold on.
History back you up now.
Pep
Pep has never worked in a team
It's simple.
as
One
disorganized
is
now.
simple. Pep Guardiola has never walked into any disorganized team in
But
his career.
Barcelona was not.
They were not disorganized. They were at their prime.
He didn't spend.
No, hold on. They were at their prime.
He had
Because they had
developed football.
players
Messi.
now.
He had
But
Messi.
Messi was just
small boy.
Was it?
Even why Messi was still coming, he still had the likes of the Ronaldinho's. Are we forgetting?
At the beginning,
Are we
yeah.
forgetting? He still had the players were still there. Klaus Puyol. We cannot Abidal. The players were always there. No, let's not. Pep Guardiola has never ever in his career walked into any disorganized team ever.
Well,
His Bayern Munich team won the Champions League.
no,
Of course, exactly.
You can't bring Bayern Munich to this.
No, I'm just saying. Manchester City won the Premier League before he came. They were already a top side. Exactly. So I said what I'm saying is why I'm saying this is not to discredit Pep Guardiola. Don't get me wrong. Pep Guardiola is the second greatest manager of all time behind Sir Alex Ferguson.
No,
Hold on. He's the second.
That's not the conversation.
That's not the conversation. That is, like you said, we are saying her opinion. Pep Guardiola is the second greatest manager of all time. That's second behind the great Sir Alex Ferguson. But aside that, Pep Guardiola cannot produce what MikelArteta has produced with this Arsenal team.
I disagree with that, honestly. And for me, if I'm to rank these managers we just talked about, I feel like, tactically, we want to go tactically, the kind of mentality they push out to their players. I think, number one, tactically, Maresca is more tactical than every one of them. Maresca is more tactical than Arteta. Is even more than what's it called, Alonso and Giuseppe and the likes. I just feel like Giuseppe comes second for me.
But my the Maresca in question played this Arteta 2 times at Chelsea.
No, hold on. I want to ask you.
I'll give you reasons. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the Chelsea of the past few seasons is nowhere close to Arsenal. Do you understand? Even when Chelsea had Tuchel, they still failed to beat Arsenal. No, Tuchel was the last manager to beat Arsenal.
Yes.
But after then, Tuchel failed to beat Arsenal before he left. So Arsenal has been a better team than Chelsea. Do you understand?
For how long?
For the past 3-4 years.
For some seasons now.
For the past 3-4 years, Arsenal has been better.
We're not better on transfer market anyway.
Yes, no. Chelsea are signing players, but nothing is wrong for it, because I feel like one of the problems Chelsea had in few years is they are buying the players, which for me I feel like they are still some of the good players, but they fail to employ the perfect manager for those players. Because how can you buy players like Enzo Fernandez and like you are giving them Graham Potter as the manager? Do you understand? You are bringing in Maresca and all of those things. Now, Maresca is tactically good, and this is one of the reasons against Arsenal last season. I think the first leg he managed. He had a plan to stop Arsenal set piece, and the plan worked. We've seen him, have plans against top teams, and the plan works. Do you understand? He tries to implement a lot of things. But for Arteta, when it comes to, giving your player the right mentality, which is one of the reasons why I still feel like, for me, my opinion, Pochettino is tactically sound at Tuchel. I'm telling you for a fact. This is for that's your opinion. Do you understand? Pochettino is tactically sound, but when it comes to that mentality to carry Chelsea, Pochettino does not have it. That is why Tuchel will tell you, even if it is boss we have available to transport us to anywhere in the world to go and play a match, we'll go there. But for Pochettino will tell you that the boys slide, even when they are drawing a match.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Now, first things first, I always say this thing to people. There is no professional player that doesn't have a winning mentality.
So
hold on. Before you get to that level of being professional, you are not just good enough. That is just the thing. You as a player are not just good enough. But because there is no player that have gotten to a professional level that does not want to do well, that does not want to prosper. The same goes with.
But some people are lazy.
The same. No, that's why I say unless you are not good enough. This one now is now a question of your ability and not your mind. It's a question now of your ability. So now this thing boils down to coaches. Now I just wanted to just throw that out there. But now you're saying Maresca is tactically sound than MikelArteta, right? Okay. Now I want to give you tactical decisions that MikelArteta has taken in this Arsenal team, and I want you to counter it with tactical decisions that Maresca did. Now, MikelArteta signed Aaron Ramsdale for about 30-something, and realized that Aaron Ramsdale was not good enough for his team. Sold Aaron Ramsdale and brought in David Raya, and that decision period. That's a brilliant tactical decision. Give me one.
Now, let me tell you something.
Just counter, because I'm coming. Wait, hold on. I'm coming. Yes, I'm coming.
Now, he bought players.
Just give me one.
He bought Ramsdale by himself.
Yeah.
And he had to send him packing.
Yeah.
That is one. Now, for Maresca does not have the luxury to buy players. Do you understand? He was not the one that signed those players. He was not involved in the Chelsea transfer markets. Do you
Hold on,
understand? But now let me now tell you.
wait now,
No,
wait,
let me answer that
no,
one.
I want to, I know,
in Maresca's approach to
okay,
some games,
okay.
you see the tactical
Okay, fine.
changes.
Okay, fine. Let me give you the
It's
supreme.
tactical
Wait, let
approach.
me give you the supreme decision. He changed Bukayo Saka from a left back to a left winger.
Now
That one is supreme.
No, wait,
just give me one.
No,
that is supreme.
that
is supreme.
there's a reason for all of this thing.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka is never a left back. Like
Who?
he's a proper winger from his academy days. But there was no space for him in that wing. When he entered the Arsenal squad, that is
No.
Yes.
No, wait,
Yes,
hold on.
yes,
Wait,
that's
now,
the
wait,
thing.
When
hold on.
Bukayo
At
Saka
that
entered
time
the
that he
team,
was promoted.
there was Pepe Aiden
Yes,
actually.
yes. At that time that he was promoted, whether he was a winger is nobody's business. Wait, hold on now. Wait. Hold on. I said he performed as a left back.
Yes.
He played as a left back, performed brilliantly as a left back, then came from a left back and brought him to his position, and he still played. Miles Lewis Kelly, who is a midfielder by trade, was deployed to a midfield to a left back, and he's performing by trade. Declan Rice, who is a defensive midfielder by trade, came to Arsenal the second season. He's playing as a central midfielder and he's performing by trade. Ricardo Calafiori, who is a center defender by trade, is playing perfectly well as a left back. Pio Incapi, who is a central defender by trade, is playing perfectly as a left back. Julian Timber, who is a centre back. I'm giving you these are tactical decisions. So I want to know where EnzoMaresca ranks ahead of
MikelArteta. I think you are looking at this from one lens, and you are not looking at
which other lens
you are talking about tactical decisions. You are not talking about some tactical decisions you make in game.
Okay.
When the game
is going on,
in-match, and even before
that is in-game management. That is game management.
Wait, and also before you approach a match, the way you build, the way you set up your team.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because we've seen now, like Arsenal versus Chelsea match that I use as an example.
Okay.
Now, we knew Arsenal of last season. They are very good with set piece, the throwing, the corner. Then Maresca made sure he limited the number of players in that box. And he pushed Pedro Neto outside the box because of the space. Then Arteta knew, and Arsenal knew, if someone like Pedro Neto is outside that box as a few other players, then if they fail to score that goal and the ball gets to Pedro Neto, that's going to be a very tough, a very crazy counter attack. So because of that, Arsenal had to limit the number of players in that box. And in that match, Arsenal failed to use any of their set pieces. That is a tactical decision.
Just to finally,
we saw the way he limited PSG.
Just wait. Now wait, hold on. This is just final. Wait, hold on. This is just my final take.
The PSG approach in the Club World Cup final. That was the tactical decision.
This is going to be my final approach. Jose Mourinho said something that it is easier to win a 7-match tournament than to win a 38 league games. Now, the best at the toughest. Do you get it? It's when it is tough that you would know. Everything you mention about EnzoMaresca is a one-game thing. Maybe he did this in a game, he did this in a game. Arteta did whatever Arteta is doing for seasons. Arteta is doing it for years. So do you get it? So Arteta does it in the toughest of scenarios as per a long time. Arteta will do it in a 38-match role and perform. Maresca might just do it in one game, 2 games.
He kept improving by the season.
Exactly.
So that's why especially
with this base of context. Unfortunately, Maresca has not done it for a longer period. He has just done it in some games that have worked. You get it? So that's why in this game, I think Maresca will lose.
No. Before we say something, we need to understand something. I tell you, when it comes, because tactics is not the only thing that wins you the league. There are times you need the right mentality. Now, and I'll give you an example. 2022, Man City, Liverpool. The final day of the season, Man City and Liverpool fighting for the league, and then Aston Villa was leading against Manchester City. I watched the clip after the first half, the clip of Pep Guardiola talking to the players. There's nothing. It wasn't saying anything tactical, like saying you play this. It was just saying keep believing. You can do this. No, that mentality. And now let me tell you something. One of the problems I had with Graham Potter, Pochettino, as a Chelsea manager, was because when you lose or draw against a team like Burnley, Sheffield, you will still come out and tell the boys that you guys are trying. Same as Maresca. Chelsea was 1 point behind the league leaders Arsenal as of December. You are saying your team cannot win the league. They are not prepared. All of those talk have the
talks alone already.
And that cannot say
something. He has rubbed off the tactical man that you are.
Exactly. And that is why I tell you. That's why I tell you. When it comes to that mentality, Arteta is miles ahead. But when it comes to the practical, like the way you set up your team,
that's why I say, unfortunately for Maresca, he just loses this, and there are many reasons why. He came to Chelsea and he was not really in charge of everybody coming in who was going out. Those are still reasons, but there are just some games he did it and it worked. Arteta you have seen him do something. You've seen him sign some players, even in games that hasn't been going well. He has done some substitution that has worked. Even in some top games, he has set up his team in a way that he just puts the opponents in a situation that you know chance.
It's a big tactical. You can't say football the same way.
Even in the Maresca games that you call, there are still other many tactical blunders he made in many games too.
Same as
in many games. Even
actually,
in the short
Maresca in question, the only manager among the top 6 manager that he can or will be better than this season is the one at Chelsea.
No, because I'll say Atos to rank.
Respect yourself. What do you mean by that? Do you know who's Alonso?
The man that went to Madrid, I couldn't do anything.
But it was not.
It was not bad. He want us to bring his stats here.
We are getting there. I love the conversation. We'll get there.
Please.
Now,
what do you mean by that?
We talked about Maresca. We talked about Arteta. Let's not leave out every other person. We've seen Deserbi. He has not been sacked. In virtually all the teams he left. You understand? And we saw what he did at Brighton. You understand? And in fact, to some like last season at Marseille, he was second.
It was not bad for Marseille.
No, he wasn't.
It was not bad.
He was second.
Those
in the Champions League,
beautiful
players.
Those players that seem to have forgotten their careers.
Yes, he failed to win games in the Champions League at Marseille, but in the league he was second.
Yes.
Before he
left.
It
was very close. Yes.
And for Alonso at Real Madrid, it like when we look at his stats,
it wasn't so bad.
He won against Barcelona. Yes, he won against Barcelona.
No, it wasn't so bad. No, this is not true. This is not really to like paint it. He wasn't so bad. Yes, he did not finish the season.
I have to see them very well.
No, to be very honest, no. He did not finish the season, but he wasn't bad.
Yes,
it was bad.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't.
It was not so bad.
It was not so
He
bad.
didn't lose against Barcelona. That was the main.
He defeated them.
But in La Liga, there are only 2 teams playing in La Liga now. Only Madrid, Real Madrid and Barcelona. So if you defeat only Barcelona, you can't even.
That is the tough. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why Ancelotti, I felt like, in my own opinion, one of the reasons why I felt like it was so easy for Real Madrid to let go of Ancelotti that early. You understand? Was because he lost to Barcelona back to back. And when you are losing, we all know that when you start losing to Barcelona back to back, you have problem. Same with Xavi Hernandez. When it was, you can't be losing to Real Madrid every year. You will have problem. Even if you are winning the league, you can't be losing to your direct rival. And that's one of the problems I have with some Chelsea fan and some. You can't. Why will you be losing to your direct rival and you'll be happy with that manager? What kind of?
So far, now we lose now.
No, well, for me,
I want to see who they will support this season. Maybe they'll support Alonso.
For me, Alonso is not a bad one for Chelsea. In fact, it's actually a very great signing for Chelsea because no, actually, he's a great.
For a team that has seen the likes of Tuchel,
he's a great signing, and why I would class him as great is because now in the recent times, Chelsea have been struggling with leadership, with inexperience, this here and there movement.
Okay, now why you signed that?
There's no stability. Exactly.
Oh.
So, and one thing
you
about
know before.
Yes, and one thing about Alonso now is Alonso is just like they said. He's hungry for authority. Okay, there are all these power managers. They like to be in charge. They like to be that person. Yeah. And one diplomacy I love that he has applied is bringing in Welbeck and Henderson.
The balance.
For a manager that loves power, he don't bring in players we go listen to him. So now you know get waiting you want to do for Chelsea, but for the Chelsea that you do more than Welbeck and Henderson. You must still bow. There is no splitting. That thing now cannot split in the direction. And that people might be seeing it as they sign old men and yes, that's not old men, but now for
more
power.
Like player coach.
Yes, exactly. Now like player coach and like power. So that's the diplomacy applied. Now, De Zerbi, my problem with De Zerbi now is I don't see De Zerbi fine. He go sign players, they'll play beautiful football. But you see, at some point, these players, when they start getting to their head that they are performing, when they start raising shoulder for him, for me, Zerbi is a coward. I love him as a manager. I love him.
He loves to run.
But he's a coward, yes. He's a coward. At Brighton, he had the same problem with players. At Marseille, the same problem. AC Milan, the reason he didn't go to AC Milan was because the owners were not willing to give him what he wanted. So, for me, I thought he would do well. That's the beautiful thing. He will do well, but he will run. He's a coward. That's
success is
so let's not forget Carrick.
And of course, Carrick, for me, per se, I feel like this is the least. Before I even go to Carrick, yes, and let me go. Andrew a brilliant signing for Liverpool. I'm sorry for the 4-2 loss yesterday that they suffered. But the thing is, for me, Anthony Iraola is a perfect fit for Liverpool based off the fact of Jurgen Klopp, the pattern of play that Jurgen Klopp plays. They are very, very similar in notion. So I believe Iraola will do good. I just feel like Liverpool have to lower that expectation. That's just for me because Salah has left. Van Dijk is aging. The jacket that they bought from. You see the young guy. Exactly. Isak is not the Isak we used to know. So I think the expectation has to be lowered a bit. They should not middle table, at least the top 4. At least they should be in the top 4. But maybe being in conversations of like winning the league or maybe they should be there. They should be there. Okay. They should be there. But you know that's the league now we get all those kind of people that one. Therefore, mind you, this is where I draw the sword because I'm kind of confused. In this manager's list, Carrick is bottom for me. No, it's not factually because he has no experience that can match the other managers. So he's
ahead of Iraola. Like matching Iraola.
No. You know that qualified 1 month to Europa League.
Carrick qualified Manchester United.
The quality of the team.
No, the quality of teams.
But do you know? Waiting the man you score.
No, the quality we are talking about.
Wait.
Kind of player.
Let me ask you this question before you.
Yeah.
Now, do you think if this is your former manager,
Ruben Amorim,
do you think he would have qualified Manchester United for the Champions League?
Maybe not Champions League, but for me, he would have gotten European football. Maybe not Champions League.
I'm talking about Champions League.
No, I don't.
Arsenal, Man finished third.
Yeah, we did. Yes.
Do you think?
Yes. I could have given him a good shout. Yes.
For third position.
Maybe not third. Champions League, right?
Yeah.
I would have. Yes, I would have. Yes.
With the way things were going.
He wasn't far. He was when he left. He was 6th at the 7th when he left. We were just 4 points. We were just 4 points.
As of then, actually hard.
Yes,
the thing was hard. Everybody was like 6
Sunderland
points
was still
ahead of this
second
one.
Exactly.
When he left, so
we cannot. So because for me, I feel like if Amorim was in charge up to that last season, Man U would have finished 6th.
No, I don't believe so. And even say why I even support my claim is
Sunderland would have finished.
why I would support that claim that Amorim will win, because every other person fell off. Chelsea fell off.
Exactly.
Liverpool fell off.
But then
Bournemouth. No, what I mean was at some point.
Resulted
at
second half of the season.
At some point,
Bournemouth would have finished.
At some point, Bournemouth had like whether 6 or 7 draws. It was draws. They were just going on.
They were not losing.
They were just drawing. They were still dropping points.
That was the best.
So Amorim,
draw can kill you.
No, draw can kill you.
I know.
Arsenal, he's speaking from experience. He's speaking from exactly. So I still feel like Amorim would have still, but you cannot compare Carrick and Iraola. Hell no. Like the difference is too much. So for me, Carrick is the bottom of this list. But you know, one thing the way that they talk, Pigeon, they'll say small as they shake. You might not know. Probably I'm not even in great support of him because my season is still a bit dicey. That's the thing. Yes, he did an incredible job by qualifying us third, and of course, but let's not forget that there are a lot of mitigating factors. We didn't play any like we didn't one game a week. We had sometimes 2 games in a month.
That is false.
Exactly. So that's what people are about to face. Sorry, that's what people are about to face. But we're getting there. But eventually, let's see how it goes. I feel like who knows? Carrick, of course, my English, Spanish manager.
So quickly, 1 to 6.
Okay, 1 to 6, of course.
And rank the managers.
Definitely, MikelArteta. I think this second has to be between Maresca and the.
No, don't give us between. Just give
It
us.
has to be between Alonso.
Second.
Alonso second. Yes, Alonso second. Maresca third. Deserbi fourth. Raola fifth, and Michael Carrick sixth.
Okay, if you rank 1 to 6, I'll say MikelArteta just slightly. MikelArteta.
The Chelsea man in you.
Yes,
We don't let you talk.
No, slightly, please.
The
Get
Chelsea
that
you
decision,
look like
slightly.
talk straight.
Then second, surely the man of the moment, the man that will win the league. This is just my ranking, and this ranking will not be how the league will end. So Alonso would just go second based on his him now. Then third, look at how for me I really don't know why I feel Maresca will struggle this. I don't know why I feel so.
Take away the 8.
No. That's why I say. No, see, that's why I say it's not necessarily all about my feelings. I just don't know. I just feel like some kind things will
Don't
happen.
feel based on
So that's why I'm putting. I still believe that Tottenham might have a good season. That's why I'm putting the Zabi top. Then Carrick, yes, if they do well, if they sign some good players, Carrick goes fourth. Then I pick Maresca. Then I still believe Raola is not going to do anything this season.
Wow.
No more Salah, no Liverpool.
The thing is, based on your ranking, are we judging it based on what they're going to do or what they've done?
No, everything like based on what you've seen them do. That's what who is better. Who is
because I made my own ranking according to
what they
have done. So just for what they will land.
For my expectation this season,
based on what you've seen them achieved and everything, how do you feel like they will rank?
Okay. Then I have to make it hard. Then there have to be corrections.
Okay. Let's go.
Of course, MikelArteta takes the number 1 spot. Then I would still give number 2 to Alonso because winning the league unbeaten anywhere in any country in any league is a big thing. So I'll still talk him. Then second, then of course Michael Carrick probably third. Yeah, definitely. With what he did,
without a talisman and understand.
Exactly. So because
with those people,
you guys are going to get the hit because the Santos now. I think you are seeing glimpses of him in the preseason. Chelsea fans, you guys are licking your mouth. So of course, definitely, what's it called? Michael Carrick third. Then fourth place, I think fourth place goes to probably Roberto Di Serbi because of course saving. It almost looked like Tottenham was relegated last season. Saved them, and of course,
thanks to West Ham.
Thanks to Matthew Fernandes.
Exactly, which is nice play, and of course, beating Chelsea with a red card just a few days ago is not also very easy.
Press up game.
Exactly, so we also have to add that one.
Now press up game with that one. Warm up now.
Regardless, then we now add Anthony Raola and EnzoMaresca.
Maresca to be
the worst manager.
Wow.
And we don't need to mention number 1 already. We don't mention
course.
So maybe we talk from 2.
So I won't finish us. Go ahead.
Well, make mention that MikelArteta number 1.
Okay.
Yes, as per the chairman way be. Nothing will ever make me put Chelsea manager for my ratings.
Why?
No, don't put.
Why? Tell me the reason why.
Just
tell me the reason why.
I don't go put like that. I know what they do for my mind. MikelArteta 1. Maresca said no hit. This is people do. Anthony Raola for me. Let's see, maybe you can pack on for.
No more Salah.
Now what's that?
No more Salah for that Liverpool.
That
Liverpool now Sunderland.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Let's take it.
Hold on. Arteta first. Chelsea. Tottenham. How would I take the camp? Well, okay, let's go. Arsenal first. Michael Carrick, I think he was what I brought Man U to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe he can remain that way or improve.
Yeah.
So I'll give him second.
Okay.
Anthony Raola third.
Okay.
Man City Maresca. because for the fact he's going to be better than Chelsea this season. So let's give him fourth. The Tottenham man, the Sabi. Yeah, a lot of new signing for that man. No, I don't know what the man they plan. No, whether I think so if he collect league, but make we watch and see first. I put him fifth, and the last but not the least, based on saying nothing different there.
That's a very tough one. But
Wait,
I don't know.
No, I really want to understand something. So your ranking now, you place Alonso as the
the
last
captain.
manager.
His last job performance now. I will say at the time now.
No one.
His last job.
Uh,
They go show me. They go down. They show me your CV now. And I check his
But if
CV.
you check his CV, he has a very good CV.
No, that very
So-
good CV. Don't worry. Now,
So I don't know if
I.
if there's a need for me to rank mine. I don't know. But then we would like to see yours in the comment section also. But then let me quickly give you my own. I feel like Arteta tops the list for me. You know, Arteta and deserve second for me. You know, deserve second.
What a time to be a gunner.
Maresca.
4 people they mention manager.
Maresca third. Maresca third for me. Maresca third for me.
Form
And
they
also
available.
number
Number.
four. They are all at number 5, and then Carrick for me number 6. You know, that's just what I feel. So I would like to.
Fun deal.
I would like to
Good
you know,
decision.
hear your opinion. I want you to rank these managers based on what they've done and what you feel like they would do in their respective teams in the next coming season. So I want you to rank them based on your own opinion, and we'll be there in the comment section to discuss further. So that is how. Don't worry, we're there for you this coming season. We are.
Yeah, according to your suggestion, so Maresca and Arteta, now them will first watch now. Community shield.
Okay, no problem. We'll be there.
That
We'll be there.
one, press up match. Now press up.
No, even do that press up.
No, because
Some
now
of us will take us
it's
serious.
becoming
You go serious.
it's looking like a
Yes,
proper final
Yes,
now.
yes,
Community
yes.
Shield, because
Community
Arsenal
Shield,
fans
yes.
want to make
Yeah,
Community
of course.
Shield that people have been winning for for long. They want to make it a proper trophy because of the fact that they failed to win the Premier League for some years. And now the Chelsea Community Shield for them. Thank God for Premier League, guys. Alright, so let's start there. Is Community Shield now a friendly match?
Actually, I've never seen an Arsenal fan count it as a proper trophy.
Really?
Yes.
You haven't said
it is even rival fans that I see them ranking themselves. Especially when it's people like Chelsea won it or Man U won it recently. I hear them talking about it. Yes. I've never.
I don't do that.
I didn't say Man U.
Because of how invalid it is. That's why I don't play it.
You know.
I don't play community shield.
So
how invalid.
But that one make we hear that one for comment. So that's how it go be today. But then make Arsenal fans don't say they know run Community Shield. Arsenal fans don't no allies.
Comment section go tell us. Comment.